Afternoon, all of you. Myself, Dr. Rohit Lade from Chemical Engineering Department, Parul Institute of Technology, Parul University, Vadodara. Um, Today we have a wonderful guest, Mr. Valay Chauhan. He's a senior product manager at ICICI, and he is basically BTech from BE Mechanical Engineering from Amravati University, and he has done his MBA in Marketing and Finance from IIM Kashipur. He has a work experience of around 5 years or so, and he has worked on various big projects in Mehta Group and as a wealth manager, product process manager, product manager, and he has been working from at ICSA since 2019. Okay, so he is basically working on bigger projects like as a senior project manager, and he has various certifications on projects managements and vice versa. And he is basically based in Mumbai, Maharashtra right now. And that's it for the introduction part. Let's begin with the presentation today. So,
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Rohit, for introducing me in such a wonderful manner. The reason that I have chosen project management as a topic for webinar, yeah, should I start, Dr. Rohit?
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Welcome.
yeah, thank you so much. So I think here students of final year are there, right?
Yeah, final year, pre-final years, all engineering graduates, everyone. Yeah.
Okay, okay, great. So, just a reason behind choosing this topic as a project management for this webinar is like you as a engineering graduate, you'll be joining some companies in the coming days for final year students, and those who are freshers or in second, third year, they will be joining in coming 2 or 3 years, right? Post this as a graduate trainee, they will be handling many different projects, products, services. Might be they are in the production line, in the manufacturing sector, right? So they will be working, and over a period of time they will be boosting up with their careers as a leaders. So in the coming 2 to 3 years they will be managing a team. Then after having experience of 3 to 4 years, they will be managing a team. That time they have to manage projects, they have to manage products, they have to manage production line, right? They have to manage operations. So that's why I've chosen this topic, which will help you in your future career to know how to manage things, how to manage people. So in project management, we manage projects which give us some products, services, or result in a given particular time, where we have to coordinate with different peoples, right? We have some constraint of amount finance which is limited to us, right? We have to interact with a lot of people. There is operations, you have to do some research also, right? So let's begin with it. Let us understand the basic of projects during this webinar. So we will be understanding during this webinar like what is project, benefits of project management, why do some projects fail, and role in project management, right? So beginning with this, according to so just before starting this, there is a one QR over here in the bottom left side. Every PPT you will find this is my LinkedIn profile. You can scan it and you can get connected with me on LinkedIn if you want to know much more about project management, right? So according to Project Management Institute, it's a globally certified which has certified lot of project managers globally. So according to PMI, it's a renowned gold level certification institute, which gives us PMP certification, project management professional certification. So, according to PMI, a project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. Right. So, This is something, this is a definition of project management given by PMI. Now, we'll have a look on some of the projects, unique products, unique services or results, which comes out to be as a project. So, for example, if there is a construction of a building is going on, right, that comes under a project, right from starting, right from managing its raw material, to managing the electric connection, sewages, water supply. All this is to be managed. Similarly, in your chemical industry, considering the cement industry, there you have to manage the raw materials of limestone, and how the production of cement you have to manage. Then secondly, the it's supplied to different end user location, considering if some individual is constructing his building, or some institutional work is going on of some college, some government projects are there. So making that cement to reach out to that particular uh, field, particular site, is also a project, right from boarding it on a truck and making it to reach to that particular site. That all management comes under project management. Merging of two organization, for example, two banks are merging, so their bank files, their balance sheet, their cash, everything, managing everything comes under a project management, right? For example, considering your chemical industry, so there are specialty chemical products, fine products are there, bulk manufacturing of chemical products are there, right? So from where you will be sourcing it, right from initiating, right? So just taking a simple example, to initiate a project, first of all we should be aware what is its scope. For example, if you are you are about to build a project, a society, a building, right? So that is the end product that you want, so scope should be clear for this, right? So this we will cover in the coming slides. Considering the project characteristics, what are the project characteristics? So projects, these are performed by people. These cannot be performed by the robots. This has to be performed by peoples before managing. Interdepartmental coordination is there within for a project management. For example, if you are from procurement department, you have to get in touch with the finance department for approval of uh, the quotation. Then you have to get in touch with marketing team to create needs, right? All this you have to do. You have being into a procurement department, you have to get in touch with vendors also for raw materials, right? So this is to be performed by people. Secondly, these are constrained by limited resources. For example, if you are running some project, for example, if you are into production of bulk manufacturing of chemicals, right? So to get that end product, you are constrained with three things. First is you have limited period of time to perform the production of that particular chemical. Secondly, you have to generate scope for that. Scope means like how what should be the end product, end quality of that product, how what should be the proper configuration of that chemical end use. And third will be the costing, which is very much important. You have to be in a proper uh, what I mean to say is you have to manage your finances for reaching out that goal, because during uh, your project you come across many risks. For example, some of your team member might be on leave, or your machinery fails down, then you have to repair that machinery, so their cost is also incurred at that point of time, right? So considering all this parameter, time, scope and quality, what we have to make sure, we have to make sure one thing, that the quality of the product that we generate should be satisfied with the customer of this project. So there are stakeholders which who are involved in project management. stakeholders are those people who are responsible for each and every little task which are being conducted into phases for the project, right? So this is the projects are executed once only and are completed. It has to complete, right? I will tell you what are the main criterias where you think a project is completed. I will discuss this in the coming slides. Your project should be very well planned in the initial stage, and it should be properly controlled. In each phase you should allocate the equal amount of time what you require for in the production stage, in the supply chain, in disbursement. You have to manage its cost also properly in all those phases. And main thing is these projects are temporary in nature. Once the project is completed, for example, once the once setup is done, considering now in the banking sector that what we do earlier, transactions accounts were opened physically through forms, right? Now what we have done, we have moved it to the digital platform, right? So digital platform is a project which is created. Now that is product for other people. So project means that we have to create a digital platform. For example, if there is a supply production line which is very much cumbersome, you align it, you simplify it, right? To simplify that production line for to produce your particular chemical is a project. Once you simplify that, then that project is completed. And now the task that you are doing on that, which are repetitive in nature, that is operation, that comes under service and product thing, right? So projects differ from operations. Operations are ongoing and repetitive. Operation means once your production line is completed, it is simplified from cumbersome to a easier one, right? Which is efficient, which takes less time. Then that portion managing that line is under supply chain, right? It's considered as operation. So project can contain repetitive elements, but the elements do not change its unique characters, right? I will move on to the next slide. Project have a definite beginning. These are the characteristics only. So your project should have definite end and beginning, right? It can be short, it can be long, it goes for years and years also, right? Construction of a Burj Khalifa is a project. Now maintaining that is an operation. Okay. Now this is very much important key when you think that projects are completed. So the very first thing is projects are completed when they are met their objective, when the product of that project is ready or service that you want to provide is ready. For example, in banks, we have provided a digital platform to our customers, so that project is completed now for us. Now it's under use by different people. Second is the goal objectives cannot be met within budget, time and available resources or chosen technology. So when you don't have, when the allocated budget gets exhausted, or you exceed time, or your resources gets exhausted, right? That time you cannot go ahead with the project, right? So at that time also we say that the project is completed. We never keep project as incomplete. Project is completed only at that point of time, which don't give us just a second, just a second, I'm getting a call. Just a second. Till then, you go to through this video. Uh, yeah. So, was the audio audible to you guys, Mr. Lade?
Actually, no, but still we understood a little bit from the video. Okay.
Okay, okay, no
Uh,
issues. I will
so
continue. Well,
yeah, can you continue? Yeah.
yeah, I will continue with the slides now. So, what are the main motives for this project? So, for example, my slide is visible, right?
Yes,
Hope
sir.
it is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So transforming business from one state to another. So, for example, considering the cement industry, right? So basically, you are from Vadodara. You guys are from Vadodara, Gujarat, right? So in Gujarat, there are two to three most famous Hathi cement is there, Siddhi cement, uh, are there, right? So their factory is there in Saurashtra. So basically, what is happening? They have a particular capacity for the production of cement per annum, and that tons of cement is sold very easily, right? Now, what they have to do? They have to transform business from one state to another. They have to increase their production, right? For increasing that production, what all things they will require, right, from the machinery to the manpower to the costing to the timing, everything comes under a project management, right? For example, if there you want to do some strategic shifts in your company when you are at a managerial level position, now the world is moving toward digitalization, right? Whatever you easily available of information you want to be there available on an application, or just a second. Yeah, I will continue with it very quickly. So, for organizational growth, also, right? For example, if you want your organization to grow with the people that are with you, for merging and acquisition, as you have seen, many banks have merged together, many companies comes together, some companies acquire, as you are aware that just now Reliance has acquired Just Dial, some share percentage of Just Dial, right? Just a second. A few shares of Just Dial they have acquired, and this acquisition also takes some financial decision is also involved in this. So to drive some change, we use this project management to enable business value. For example, to capture new market opportunities, to respond to the competition. For example, there is Airtel 5G also is available, and we have Jio 5G also available with us. But to compete with those Airtel 5G, some political, some social risk is involved, to which they have to which also comes under a project management. Global expansion, for example, now you are for example your presence is only in India and Middle East. You want to expand it to Europe and Southeast Asian countries, right? So for that, you have to have a proper project details to meet increasingly complex set of challenges. For example, there is some technology change in IT industry. People earlier were using Oracle, now they have moved to SAP. In your chemical, some uh, for example, uh, I'm not very much sure about the chemical industry, but like earlier, some by using some chemicals, the floor cleaning was quite easy nowadays compared to the previous days. So they have come up with some different formulas to create that those chemicals, right? And regulatory issues are there. So now, moving it, this is something that I want to show you, the 5 steps. Those are involved in project management. So, first of all, we have to initiate the project, which establishes the vision of what the project will accomplish, defines and authorizes the project or a project phase. Right. Then you have to make a proper planning, which establishes the total scope of the project, defines and refines objectives and plans the course of action required to attain the objectives of scope for which the project was undertaken. Then we have to execute the project after planning, which integrates and coordinates people and other resources to carry out the project plans and deliver the agreed to scope of the project. Then once it is executed, then we have to keep on monitoring and controlling it. So monitors and measures progress regularly in order to identify variance from the plan, so appropriate corrective actions can be taken wherever necessary. And end of it, we have to close the project properly by handovering it to the stakeholders, to the customers. So formalize acceptance of the product by the customers, service or result, and bring the project or a project phase to an orderly end, right? This is how it is done. Now, and I would like to also cover, like, why do companies use this project management, why it is important. So this project management is very much important to handle projects effectively in an organization, to define the project and agree with the customer, to plan and assess resource needs of the project, to estimate the project cost and make proposals. Because in project management only we consider the costing, how much cost is involved, how to negotiate with the vendor, what all proposals we have to keep, considering all the regulations within the company, to plan and schedule activities in a project. Like the project runs in a phase, it runs in a sprint, right? For example, A will happen uh, after completion of phase A, B will start, and post that C will start, right? So this schedule we have to do. There are some schedules where overlapping is also done. For example, A is at the time of completion of A, we have to initiate with the phase B, right? So all this activity we have to manage in the project management. To allocate the right resources at the right time is very important to make better use and efficiently use all the resources that we have with us, to assess the risk and failure points, and to make backup plans. So plan B should always be ready with us to overcome all the risks that are involved. For example, as I have earlier discussed, that there may be a breakdown in the machineries, or sometimes raw materials are not available with us due to delay, in delay or due to some unforeseen weather circumstances, right? To lead a project team effectively and communicate well. So all these things are there, which because of which companies use project management in their as a different role in their companies. Yeah. So with this, I want to uh, thank you. If you have any questions, or like Dr. Lade, if you have any question, you can.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Walid Chauhan, for such a wonderful presentation.
Yeah.
Uh, I would ask one person basically asked one basic question that what are the parameters which are very important for understanding that whether the project has been managed properly or not. So, what are the like key parameters that a project is
So
successfully running? And
yeah,
yeah,
so there are three parameters basically which you have to consider, and out of these three parameters, the fourth parameter comes out. So, for example, if you are going through some project, for example, uh, in your college, for example, you are preparing for your examination, right? That is a project for you. So for completion of that, for preparation of that examination, if the exam is at end of the August, like for on 20th August you have examination, so you have limited period of time for that, right? So first parameter is time, that you have to keep in your mind, which should be there properly maintained. If there is fluctuation, there is you are consuming more time, then the project is not running properly, then you are not preparing well for your examination, right? First thing is this. Second thing is scope, like what all you are preparing, you should be aware about the examination, like what all syllabus is there. You should properly focus, you should be aware what professor, what professor has taught you in your college, and accordingly you should relate it with your book syllabus and relate it, and then prepare yourself. So that is scope, which is secondly very much important parameter. Third parameter is costing. So costing in the sense, if you have some other tuition classes apart from college, or like you're purchasing some books for that stuff, so you have limited funds with you provided by your family, or might be you have taken some loan. So that should also, you should manage those funds properly to purchase the particular book. Otherwise, if you go for some book which is not relevant, or having some higher educational, for example, if I'm preparing for IIT, and I'm preparing for AI triple E, and uh, at my time, it was AI triple E and IIT JEE. So if I'm preparing for AI triple E and I purchased book for IIT, thinking ki IIT book will cover all the syllabus of AI triple E, right? I'm putting my money over there. So this is something which is not accepted, which is not considered, right? You have to be very much focused where your funds are being applied. This is third one. And out by using these three things, a final thing comes out is a quality, that quality which is very much important, which your end user means your result should be qualitative out of this. So yeah, hope I have answered his query. So time is there, scope is there, uh, cost is there, and out of which you get a quality, which is a very much important parameter.
Okay. So exactly, very well answered by Mr. Valay Chauhan. Let me brief you about the today's webinar. It was very well planned, and in various aspects were discussed about the basic definition of project management, which is the use of specific knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to deliver something valuable to the people in the form of whatever the product, maybe the chemicals, or whatever the machinery may be. Okay. And basically there were various important aspects which were discussed about project management, and we could learn a lot of basics about the project management in the details. Okay. So there were few components of project management which were discussed, which were around four components like time, cost, scope, and quality. And further, there were few project management stages were discussed by the guest speaker. Okay, so all these things were discussed in this webinar, and finally, it was concluded that there are important stages like uh, initializing of the project, planning, execution, monitoring, and the closing of the projects. So each and every stage is very important, and the students could have learned, definitely learned a lot from this webinar. I thank the webinar coordinator and the guest speaker for webinar coordinator specifically for arranging this webinar, and the guest speaker also for taking his important time out of his schedule. And thank you, Vallai sir. uh, Thank you for joining this webinar.
Yeah, most welcome, Mr. Rohit Lade. It was great
Yeah,
pleasure like having this webinar.
exactly. Yeah. So we can stop recording.